Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Chris Captures, and this is going to be a bit of a different video. It's probably going to be a very short one as well. Basically, today's video, I'm about to go see Quintessential Quintuplets, the movie, in the cinema by myself in my hometown, and I feel like nobody else is going. There was like 2 seats booked out by themselves at the front of the cinema, so I just booked one at the back of the cinema, so it wasn't kind of like weird. I really enjoyed season 1 and 2. It was a very cheesy romance, and I kind of didn't mind it. And now I'm like really excited to find out who gets married at the end of the series. So that's why I'm going to the movies. I've also got a free night, and normally on a free night, I spend most of my night deciding what I'm going to do. So tonight, as I said, like, it's the opening night, Quintessential Quintuplets. They're showing it like 1 screen in a day. May as well go. Before I go see the movie now, I'm going to try and guess who gets married at the end of it. So my hope, I feel like the one I want is Itsuki to get married, sort of like the leader of the quintuplets. She was kind of like my favorite, and she was the one that I was kind of like, oh yeah. And they led us on to believe that she was the childhood best friend and stuff like that. So I thought, hell yeah. But then plot twist, she wasn't. So I don't know. I also really like Ichika, but I don't think she's probably going to after some of the stunts that she's pulled. And then who else? Is it Yotsuba? Yotsuba is like the only one that I didn't think in any way was sort of like going for it, but it turns out she was the childhood best friend. So I feel like, judging by what romance anime like to do, it might potentially be her. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope it's Itsuki, just because I feel like those two had the best bond throughout the series. So yeah, I've just had to remind myself of all the names because I remembered what they look like and their storylines and everything, but remembering 5 names was too much for me. So I'll let you know when I'm out the cinema, I guess, and what my first takes on the movie were, and if I'm excited about who it is that gets married. It's absolutely freezing outside, just going to the cinema, and I've literally got the entire place to myself, so I just chose the best seat in the house.
Because this strange world is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It has to be switch.
Literally no one. Literally no one.
In this strange world.
Oh, I tell you what, it has just started snowing out there as I drove home from the cinema. Oh. Quintessential Quintuplets, the movie, just saw it in the cinema, had the entire place to myself, which you've already seen. I've really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I really liked seeing it as a movie instead of a 3rd season. I think if they had done it as a 3rd season, maybe each of the different storylines, plot lines, I'll talk about it more in depth in a minute. They probably could have gone into a bit more detail, but I don't think they needed to. It was nice and concise, although I didn't realize it was 2 hours 16 minutes when I went, and then I was like, this movie is long. What time is it now? I'm using my phone, so I don't know what time it is. It's like nearly 11 o'clock. It was 2 hours 16 minutes, the movie, and sheesh. Although if it was any shorter, I think they would have rushed it because there was a lot that they did in that movie. Anyway, I'm gonna talk non-spoilery to begin with and just give you some thoughts and opinions, and then I'll talk about my thoughts on the ending later on. Overall, really enjoyed it. I thought it was probably better made than the show has been, in terms of animation was obviously upgraded a bit, but then I thought the writing was a bit better as well. I think the pacing worked a little bit better. It wasn't being dragged out too much. I liked the way that they laid out the story. We had 5 different series of events, one with each sister, as you might have presumed. It was basically showing Usagi's interactions with each sister over the course of a 3-day school festival for the end of the school year. I really enjoyed that plot device of us showing his interactions with each sister sort of individually and how that impacted them, and how the sisters got to the point of being like, which one of us is it gonna be? Give me the ring. You know what I mean? I thought if you watch and kind of pay attention, the outcome became clear. Am I happy with the outcome? Yes. Yeah, it really works. It wasn't my girl. I will say that now, but I did have a few favourites going in there. It wasn't the one that I was really rooting for, but, we love all the girls equally. It really wrapped the story up really well. There was no loose ends by the end of it, which obviously good thing. It wasn't just like the plot lines as well though, but everybody's character arc really finished. Each of the sisters like completed their arc and got to where they were going with their stories. I think some of the characters were almost finished before going into it. So I thought Ichika, I think her story was kind of done going into the movie, and that was maybe why I thought she might not have been the one, whereas all the other ones were still kind of in development. I think that's more just when the manga was being written. I don't know the production of it. I don't know if they met like a logical conclusion or whether they had to speed up the ending. I don't know, but it meant that I kind of went in feeling like she didn't have much room to develop, but her character was really well written all the way through, so that's fine as well. I'm trying to say what I'm saying without giving everything away. Overall, would I watch it again? Yes, I would. If I was showing someone the series again, I think it would be a really nice way to end the series. As a movie-going experience, I literally was in a cinema all by myself, so I didn't really get the crowd interactions and everything like that, but it was nice to see it on the big screen. It also meant that I wasn't distracted by everything going on around me as well, like I often am if I'm watching TV or something like that. I've got my phone in my hand. I think as movies go, probably like a 6, 7 out of 10 as far as like anime movies go. It's a lot higher because a lot of anime movies that are based on series as well kind of drop the ball a little bit, or they don't make a difference to the show either way. So I would say it was a great conclusion to the series. If you guys have liked the first 2 seasons, definitely go see the movie. I think it's great. If you want to wait for it to go on Crunchyroll, that's up to you guys. But I really wanted to go kind of support anime movies coming out in the UK because we don't get many coming out, and when we do, the showings aren't great. I missed Jujutsu Kaisen because my local cinema was doing like one showing every couple of days, so I missed that. Didn't go see One Piece Red because one of the other One Piece movies spoiled something for me just in a line of dialogue, so I didn't go see that in case it spoils One Piece for me. So when was the last time I went to see an anime movie? Demon Slayer would have been. So it was really nice to be in the cinema watching anime again. Yeah, basically that's all I can say without talking about like who marries who at the end. So I'm just going to jump into that now. If you haven't watched it yet, spoilers ahead.
風太郎、5つ子ゲームファイナルだよ。愛があれば見分けられるよね。
So, the sister that won, and I say won because it's always a rivalry with the fans, not so much with the characters, was Yotsuba, who I said at the beginning of this video it was probably going to be them because anime loves a childhood best friend, and it was. And I felt like they made it a bit too obvious with the opening scene of them as young girls. I think they really pushed it heavily in the first like 20 minutes of the movie. So I was just there like, okay, is Yotsuba, why would they give her so many standout scenes by herself? I thought she was the one that was kind of the least developed romance in the series, but then we had the plot twist at the end that she was actually the one from their childhood. So I felt like it was kind of made obvious, and I was a bit disappointed she wasn't my first pick. But the way that they did it was really nice, and I really liked the way that they developed her character in the movie to round off that storyline. And they kind of gave her a bit more, like we only saw one side of her, but it turns out we got some motivation for why she was the way that she was and stuff like that. Like she was so friendly and she always wanted to do things for other people because she had tried to go solo type thing, and one of the last things that her mum told to her was like, you don't need to be different, like you're all sisters, like you don't need to be better than your sisters, you are individuals as you are type thing, which is where her character got to. And then she was afraid to be selfish at the end, so she went around to all of her sisters and kind of got their blessing almost, which was really heartwarming. Also, I completely forgot that the girls' dad wasn't their dad and he just adopted them after the mother died. Completely forgot that he wasn't their biological father. So when that plot line came back up, that took me a hot second. Let me know, who did you guys want to be the bride at the end? I thought them playing the quintuplet game at the end was the cutest thing and really funny. And it capped off all of their relationships really nicely. let them all shine in the moment. Even though it was Yotsuba that was getting married, it gave all the sisters a chance to shine and stuff like that. Yeah, this is my first time like watching It's a Harem. It's my first time watching a romance anime where there's competing girls type thing. So it's my first time getting caught up in sort of like the rivalry between who's going to get the guy type thing. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was done kind of tastefully, and I did have a moment when Usagi like made his decision and he went to Yotsuba's room. When you see the other girls reacting to him not showing up, I was like, this, because they're sisters, is kind of traumatizing. Like it was upsetting. Like you're upsetting 4 people who are so close to the one person that you're not going to upset type thing. Like I fully understand Yotsuba's response. I was surprised by how okay some of the other sisters were taking it and stuff like that. I was like, this could have torn the family apart almost. Like, obviously, they wanted a happy ending, so it didn't. But I was like, that is, when you realize that again, it had some stakes to it, that romance. Like, so fair play. Who knows if I'm gonna watch a sort of harem like this again, and who I would root for. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments down below. I thought this one was done tastefully enough. I didn't think it was offensive or degrading to anyone, really. Not as much as some other series that I've heard about. So I'm not into those sort of series. Give me some recommendations down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie if you guys went to see it. Give it like a score rating down below. I'd say, like I said, in terms of movies, 6 or 7. In terms of anime movies, probably 7 or an 8. In terms of anime movies, which are connected to a series as well. I kind of separate those things out in the head. Like you've got like your Studio Ghibli's and your Ghost in Shells over here, and then you've got like your One Piece, your My Hero Academia movies and stuff like that over here. Kind of separated in my head. So as far as tie-in movies to another series go, yeah, I'd probably say it was about a 7 or an 8. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been a really all over the place sort of ramble after watching the movie. I haven't really sat with it. I've literally just left, come home, and recorded this video straight away. So who knows if I still think the same thing in a couple of days. Check out my Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to. I did post that I was seeing this movie today, so a few of you got in contact on there. So it'd be nice to discuss that with you guys. Obviously, I haven't yet because I just got out of the cinema, but by the time this video's gone out, I will have talked to you guys. So yeah, follow me on socials. Stay tuned for more videos. And thank you very much, guys. I'll see you guys hopefully in the cinema to watch another anime movie. Hey, for the season of giving, this is for you. How about for me as a present, you like and subscribe, okay? For the Christmas spirit. This is a beautiful bauble. Also, this one has a penguin living in it. Enjoy the rest of your day.